Tonight at 10, Gary Lineker says he'll keep speaking up for those with no voice after criticism from Downing Street over his comments about the government's asylum plans. The BBC's Match of the Day presenter claimed the language used to describe the illegal migration bill was not dissimilar to that used by Germany in the 1930s. A former BBC editor says it's a difficult situation.
Clearly this is damaging for the BBC, it undermines trust in the organisation and it undermines its reputation for impartiality. But Gary Lineker can argue that as a freelance he's entitled to say what he wants when he's not broadcasting for the BBC.
The BBC has said Gary Lineker will be spoken to about his remarks, also on the programme. The new weight loss drug being hailed as a game changer, soon to be available on the NHS in England. A sharp rise in the number of dog attacks in England and Wales over the past 5 years. This postal worker lost a finger after being bitten. And Tottenham Hotspur do battle against AC Milan for a place in the quarter-finals of the Champions League.
On BBC London, the residents with no drinking water after their supply is contaminated. And as the number of dog attacks rises, one London dog walker calls for better safety regulations.
Good evening. The BBC presenter Gary Lineker says he will continue to try and speak up for those who have no voice after being criticised by Downing Street and some Conservative MPs for making negative comments about the government's new illegal migration bill. Yesterday, he said the government's language regarding its asylum plans was not dissimilar to that used by Germany in the 1930s. The BBC has impartiality guidelines that require BBC staff and presenters to keep personal views private. This includes making public comments, including on social media, that could compromise perceptions of BBC impartiality. Today, the corporation said it is having a frank conversation with him about the tweet. Here's our culture editor, Katie Razzle.